Dade County street nigga, I'ma hold it down. 5120 each one I break down. Supply my whole hood, visions to supply the town. I'm talking about Palm Beach, Broward County, back down south. Vato get them pounds. JG Wentworth, I need that money now. Same day we get them in, same day we move them out.
Yeah. What's really happening in Miami? What they do? Y'all already know who it is, man. It's your boy OG Gigaveli. Right back at you with another exclusive, man. I really don't have to introduce this queen of the pole, of the hustle. Today I have the pleasure to have sitting on my couch and on the red carpet with me, Miss Tip Drip. How you doing, queen?
How you doing?
Hey, before we get started, right, I did get you some, you know, the OT with the merch. The merch is doing this thing, right?
You got
so I've seen you be working out.
Yes.
So that's a little workout gear right there. I hope it fits. I couldn't really judge those size or whatever, but
it's gonna fit.
Okay. I know you make it work. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you too. I've been a fan for a while, man. Like I was telling you before we even started the interview, I come from inside the joint, from inside prison. That's what my books talks about, right? And you been like, you was on a lot of people's walls, and I'm just letting you know.
I heard I am real popular in prisons. Like my homegirl called me the other day. She was like, "My dad wants a picture of you." And my homegirl's like a Spanish girl, like, you know, but her dad is in the feds, and she's like, "My dad is like, he will be a celebrity if he gets a picture of you." So a lot of people say I don't know why.
Man, you don't know why. Let me tell you something, man. You left a lot of guys feeling happy, man. But shout out to the boys, man. I just had to speak. I gotta speak for my homies, man. But you've been holding it down for quite a while. I had to sit down and really do a lot. You got a lot going on.
I do.
I can't just corner you. You got so many different hats.
Yes.
So let me just, for those of y'all who may not know the full journey of who this young lady is, Miami Tip, we're gonna ask you, right? When you think back, which version of you started it all? Like give me like the Miami Tip, the name. When you think back, how you got started just in the show business?
Well, I got into club life when I was like 16. I started dancing. I was dancing in Fort Lauderdale. I was always popular since I was like 13. I was real popular in the hood up there in Deep Side and stuff. 16, I started dancing. When I started dancing, I already had a name from the hood. So I grew from Fort Lauderdale. I went to Miami at 18 because in Miami they was a little more strict with the IDs and stuff.
Right.
And I started dancing in Miami at Take One. I didn't start at Take One, but when I got to Take One, they was like, you should change your name should be Tip Drill, because at this time, Tip Drill, the song, was really big, and all the girls from Atlanta was in the video, and they dancing all fast. They was like, you dance fast like the girls from the Tip Drill video.
Shake some, drop it low. Shake some, throw it back. Shake some, make it clap. Shake some, drop it low. Shake some, throw it back. Shake some, make it clap. Shake some. Big bitch, almost in her ass. Got me in the club, blowing the band.
So I was like, I ain't gonna call myself Tip Drill. Like, it must be your ass, I ain't gonna call myself that. Then the girl was like, no, you should. So I told the DJ my name Tip Drill, and it just stuck. And I
heard that in another interview. You said, I think you said you had another name before, like Strawberry or something like that.
Fantasy Red or China Red or something like that. Something red. It was red in it. And when I told the DJ my name gonna be Tip Drill just for tonight, it stuck. I guess because the way that I dance, and then the name or whatever, it stuck. And once I got into strip club life, you know, I went through a lot in the clubs. I wouldn't say that I regret nothing I've been through, because it molded me into who I am today. But you know, growing in, it opened so many doors for me. Like, that's how I'm able to do everything that I do, because I created a platform. I have a following, you know what I'm saying? So really my whole journey started from being 16 in survival mode, trying to get this money.
Right.
And it ain't stopped since.
Hey, but you know, I don't want that to define the person you are. Like you say, it started there, the club, the drip, because I'm looking at the transformation from the nightlife, from the club, and you went into being a businesswoman. But before you answer the question, right? The question is, I seen recently on one of your posts, because you becoming now something like a coach, a life coach type. That's what I get from your posts. I follow you on social media, and I seen one post in particular where you was talking about the way that you took advantage of being a promoter, a dancer, and you made it sure everyone in the club got a piece, right? Take me into that post, which I'm talking about. If you know
talking about when I was saying the difference of strippers then and strippers
right, that one.
now. And a lot of girls, from what I heard, they're paying, you know, the local artists, the local scammers, whatever, whoever they feel like got a name and that spend money, they're paying them to come. And then they dance in that section, and they gotta hope they get chosen to dance in that section to make some money. So for me, first of all, I've always been a businesswoman. At 13 years old, I've been hustling. I knew how to make everything work for me, make some money. So even as a dancer, I knew that I had a following. I knew that people, you know, they was rocking with me. I'm trying not to curse. They was rocking with me.
Oh, you can do that.
I know, but I
trying to work on things. Right, okay, cool.
So
I respect that.
So they was rocking with me. I had, you know, had a fan base. People, you know, so I was making money. But I also always had a nigga with money.
Right.
Also, and you know, I'll be like, look, babe, let me get 10,000, 15,000. I'm gonna book an artist, and then we'll bust down the profits or whatever the case may be. Right. So that was my hustle. But I always made sure I wasn't booking nobody or paying nobody to come, and I'm not getting a door. I'm not getting a percentage of the bar. I was eating all around the board. I was getting a door, the bar, and I would go on stage, and I might dance for somebody still. So for me, I see in everything that I do, I try to leverage everything that I do, because there's so much you can do, especially now with social media. So,
but you know what I get out of all that? You was able to, because when I would listen to the post, it made so much sense to me. I'm like, you saying in a way that the promoter's not really doing as much as they claim, like they worth, right? I mean, they worth. It's a job. I'm not downplaying the promoters, but from a dancer, from the one who actually making the club, like people come to strip clubs to see strippers, right? So for you to be in a business mind and saying, you know what, it's kind of like, you know, like, fuck, I'm gonna be the plug all the way around, you know what I mean? I think that was genius. Then you also said in the post that you would get certain like celebrities to come, and you know they would do your stage, and you would just make yourself exclusive. Like I wouldn't have to go in sections.
Right. I never had to.
And I think I think you gotta know your value, and you gotta demand your value. And I think that's what I get from you on that.
I mean, so the first part of your question, as far as like me invite, like we don't need promote in the strip club. Back in the days, Rolex days, there wasn't promoters. The girls, the people came for the women. Nowadays it done changed, so now you have promoters and they're booking the big artists, and then they tell the girls like, look, I'm gonna get you in this section, the nigga getting 50 grand, I'm gonna get you in this section, but you gotta give me half of what you make, because the strip club is a hustle. I respect all of that, but there's a lot of girls who complain about it. But it's like all this stuff is politics. There's a lot of moving components for you to make money. Tip Drill wasn't Tip Drill just because she looked good. Tip Drill paid like she weighed. Everybody ate. If another girl came in the building, something was going on, security, like if I'm getting into a fight or something, security coming to save me, because guess what? Tip paid security very well. Even on nights, I didn't have to pay him. The DJ skipping Tip Drill 20 dancers to put her on stage at prime time. Not because Tip Drill do poetry. Tip Drill paid. If Tip Drill made $5 grand, the DJ got 1,000 for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So me doing that post was to show them, like, because a lot of girls are suing the clubs, and they're saying, oh, everybody in the club feels entitled. It's not that everybody's entitled. The strip club is the hub of hustlers. Everybody down to the goddamn floor man is hustling. You gotta respect the hustle. We make the most money the quickest, right? So of course people looking like you got a house mom who's probably an immigrant. You know what I'm saying? She's old. These ladies is there cleaning up the dressing room. The strippers is complaining about tipping them $5. Strippers and them dressing rooms and bathrooms be nasty, and I just tip extra
To make sure your
those are
situation, right.
women.
Right,
Not
right.
even for them. It's not even about nothing. It's because you're an older woman. You in the club. I know you hustling. I respect every area of hustlers. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first part of your question. I forgot the second part.
No,
I wanted to clarify that.
No. I'm glad you did.
You said about my value.
Knowing your value.
Knowing your value. So me not having to dance, I could pick and choose. But I made myself that way. I made myself exclusive. But I'm just not a dancer. I don't know how to finesse. And I think that that's my problem. Because people who know how to finesse and like fake it till you make it, they get a lot farther faster, right? And you would think that, like,
you would
sometimes
think
you see that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm really, I don't know how to finesse men, so I don't know how to walk up and say, how's your day and how's your kids?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's dancers that do that, and I admire that. I didn't have to do that. My strength was the stage, so I could go on stage. I'm a work. It wasn't easy. Like that's an athlete. Like imagine running 5 miles. You know what I'm saying? Non-stop. You're gonna be out of breath. You're gonna be tired. So that's basically what I was doing on stage. It was work. It was just that I made a lot of money really quick.
Speaking about the stage and this being a lot of work, I think it was King of Diamond a while back. You had a tragic accident, right?
Which was a blessing, but yeah.
Explain the blessing part of it, because it was tragic. Like a lot of people didn't know if you was going.
The world stopped.
The world stopped for a minute. Like really fans of yours. Like I was hoping. I never want to see anybody get hurt, and that was a major fall. Take us down and how you bounced back from that, and how you feel like it was a blessing.
For me, it was a blessing because I never thought of a plan B. I thought I was gonna be young, fine, tip drill forever, go on stage, I could make 10 grand today, spend 20 grand tomorrow, go back and make 30. Like I just thought the fast life was all it was gonna be. So when I had my accident, I was 5 minutes from dying.
Wow.
And when I had my accident, after I came, back to my senses and stuff, I just realized, bro, because I had to take some time off. I had to take like a year off. I took away from the club. No, I took 2 years from the club, but it took me a year to really get back to myself. And I was like, well, shit, the money is dwindling. So you got to find something to do. I never had a plan B. So that fall just made me really step my game up as far as elevating financially, finding other things to invest in, other avenues that I could hustle in and make money, because that fall showed me that one day it could all be over.
Right.
So that's why I say that fall was a blessing for me. It definitely opened because I would be 50 or 60 dancing.
Because I mean, you know, we all gotta realize, even in whatever field you in, if you a laborer, you gotta realize one day your back ain't gonna be as strong as it is. If you a scripper, you gotta realize one day I'm not gonna be, fine as. Oh, I mean, nowadays you can stay fine forever, really without.
Yeah, you can.
But still, it's still an age expiration date, and you realize that through the fall, we're not gonna spend the rest of the interview into the script club because it's so much to you, right? One of the things that I wanted, we was talking about business and about the fall being a blessing. It made you open your business mind, right? Some opportunities came your way in on the big screen. Go ahead.
So before the big screen, it was music.
Okay.
So music was kind of like my outlet to the big screen.
Okay.
I already had a name. Right before I fell, we were playing and we put a track out, and this is when social media had just started. Everybody went crazy off of me rapping. I never thought about it, but I had always said I'll revisit it or whatever. The fall made me
revisit it,
start rapping again.
Oh wow!
So I gained some success through music. However, I didn't know the business, so I spent a lot more money than I made in, but I broke even. But like I said, I didn't know the business, so I was overpaying DJs, or people would be like, "Oh, that's tip drill," so they charging me tip drill money rather than struggling artist trying to figure this out.
Right. You a bag. You a ticket.
Right. And that's what it was. So I definitely spent a lot of money in music, but I don't take it as a loss because I learned so much and created so many relationships that I still use to this day. So once I got tired of spending money on myself in music, I was like, but I still want to show people that it can be done. So I wanted another woman. And then I started scouting for other women and help bring those women to the next level.
I think you jumping ahead, right? You said the music, but then it led to the big screen.
Okay,
because
so the music,
then you went to
I went to the managing. But
right,
all of
that's
this
what I was
kinda
saying.
happened,
Right,
like in
Give
the
it to me now.
same. It kind of happened in the same mix. So when I was on, I did go from music to TV.
Right.
When I first got on, I was the artist.
We talking about Love and Hip Hop,
Love
Miami.
and Hip Hop, yes.
All right.
So once I was doing music in the beginning, then I got on Love and Hip Hop. I was doing music for 1 year, but at the end of that year, that was my turning point that I wanted to manage.
Right.
So then I started managing, but throughout this whole time, I was
Who
still
was the
on
first
TV.
artist you managed?
The first artist
was
go ahead.
Go ahead. Cause the first artist that I seen was Suki Hana.
Yes.
Was that her or was somebody before?
That was the first person I reached out to because I was looking. I was like, it has to be a woman, because I was just passionate about helping a woman make it to the next level in music. And so I reached out to Suki. Suki at this time, she had the one song, I'm 5 foot, but my throat's 6'6", you know, but it was kind of like a parody, a gimmick type thing, but I could tell that she wanted to do music.
She actually could rap.
Right. And she was, she had her name, so I was like, this would be perfect. So I just hit her up. I said, I got this dope idea. You should remake the Ludacris Use a Hoe, because that was her whole thing back then. Hoes this, hoes that.
Right.
And I was like, and I got the perfect producer for you and everything. So she did it. Like, she hit me right back and she was like, all right, I'll fly to Miami.
Right.
And she came to Miami. And then what happened was, I only wanted her to do that one song. She came and she stayed probably the whole weekend, and we got like probably her whole EP done that whole weekend. That, and like, I loved that because that's the kind of work ethic that I had. So I was like, oh, she's a keeper. I want to work with her. So I put, people in play, introduced her to the right people that was able to bring her to the next level. Something I couldn't do for myself, because I felt like I couldn't ask people for favors for me.
Right.
But I can go and ask somebody for a favor
for
my artist.
Right.
So,
and I seen an episode, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I seen an episode where you had a tag along with Hood Brat. Oh, that was the name or something like that?
Brat.
Yeah, it was like y'all was in the hotel room, and it was like, you was going from like a chicken circuit, like you was getting them to go, what I mean by chicken circuit, like little small events throughout Florida type stuff.
I remember that. That was on Love and Hip Hop. Yes.
That was a while back.
Yeah, I don't think I was working with Hood Brat, but I think
no, you were working with her. They were partners. You weren't working with her then, but it was partner. And I think, like, you did. Me personally, looking from the outside in, I think you were managing well. You was creating opportunities.
Oh no, for sure.
You was creating opportunities.
For sure. I think that's in anything that I do. I always try to put people on and use my resources to help anyone that I see has a drive.
Right.
Just helping anybody. But if you have a drive and I got the resources and I can help, even if it's with my face.
I recently just did an event with Suki. She got the Coochie Girls going crazy right now. They on tour and some type shit, right? So I was at one of the pool parties, and Suki, when I tell you, she's like cut from similar cloth, like when it comes to a hustle, a business mind, but she threw a pool party, and it was like these blow up pools everywhere. And I'm like, if this ain't the ratchet, right? How you gonna throw a pool party and end up but like blow up pool? But she made it work, and it was successful.
The thing about Suki though, she's a businesswoman, and she's different from her brand.
Right.
Suki Hana is the brand.
It's the brand.
So she sells herself in that way strategically, but. I ain't gonna say her real name. No, even though she's done it, but it's separate from who she is as a person. And she's a real businesswoman. She knows what's gonna hit, what's gonna go viral, what's gonna work.
She's doing well. Yeah. Shout out to Suki, man. I hope to get on the red carpet, man. She's doing I'm telling you, I follow her movement, her motion. If you from Miami, I'm all for you. I'm for the city. That's what they do podcasts about. You know what I mean? I'm about us networking and building Florida all together. Period. You know what I mean? Let me see what else I got.
I think she would definitely come if you were to reach out to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna get her. Eventually, we gonna get her, because anybody that I really sit down and have a heart, they see the motion, they see the everything that's going. Let me see else what I got here for you, right? And before, as I look for the next question, it's something that I seen recently, because I follow your social media and I'm always supporting. Ain't nothing to like, share, and support, and I do that, right? But I seen you were showing, and you showed the vulnerability of just no makeup. I see you well put together tonight, but I seen you with the curly hair, and my daughter, she was around me when I was watching it, and she was like, "Who that is?" And I said, "This Tip Drip." She got similar. My daughter got the same curly hair, and you was like, "What you gonna do with it?" Like it's natural, it's just long and it's curly, and let it do what it do.
My hair aggravates me.
Yep, my daughter feels the same way.
My hair aggravates me. I think just
you ever think about getting a hair brand, a line?
No, who the hell wants the hair that I have?
No, I'm saying hair line for natural hair.
I don't like my hair. Why would I do a hair line?
Oh wow. I mean, I see. What her name is?
I mean, people do it, but my hair ain't. No, this ain't.
It's a you like just get it slayed like you got it now.
I don't even like that either, but I don't have no choice.
Let's get into. I know what my next question is, but I'm looking. Let's get into the new project that you got going on.
Yeah.
You got two rather, but I want to talk about, because I'm an author. We share that in common.
Out to you.
Yeah, we share that in common. What inspired you to write the book? Like tell them the name of the book.
It's called The Bottom Line. I've always been a writer. I used to get in trouble. My mom put me on punishment. I would have to read. I would have to pick out books from the encyclopedia, but ever since I loved to read. And so I grew up reading, I grew up writing.
Kanisha Myrie, professionally known as Miami Tip, is a vibrant influence in South Florida. Originally from Long Island, New York, Miami Tip is one of Florida's greatest gems. Miami Tip, formerly known as Tip Drill, rose to fame after becoming a Miami attraction as a professional exotic dancer. Known for her acrobatic skills and mesmerizing personality, Miami Tip became a worldwide sensation. Aside from releasing her first book, she also released music, which boosted her rise to fame. She is also a reality TV star on the VH1 platform, known for her comedic and transparent personality. Miami Tip is also an advocate for domestic violence, HIV awareness, and has a nonprofit organization catered to foster children. Miami Tip is the perfect example of an empowered woman who is not confined by society's norm and lives in her truth. All social media handles are at Miami Tip 305.
One of the most comments, something that I get commented on all the time, is how articulate I am. And that comes from reading a lot. And when I had my accident,
everything happens for a reason. Well, Lord, can you please tell me what's my reason, and why I'm still breathing, and why I didn't die that evening? I swear to God, I feel like screaming. I made my first song a couple weeks before the incident. Now I'm in the hospital trying to make a difference.
When I took those 2 years off, I was like, I got to do something to pass my time. Because I wasn't doing nothing. I was just walking around in circles trying to figure life out. And I just started writing. But I started writing about my time as a stripper. I didn't want nobody to know that I was talking about them at the time. But it was based, every story is based on someone that I know. Real facts, real things that happened. But I didn't want those girls to read the book and knew that it was about them.
You don't want to be sued.
I wasn't worried about suing. I was worried about them trying to be like, oh, why you telling my story? So I changed like a lot of the names and the scenario, not the scenarios, but like the locations and things of that nature. But I love writing, and writing that book, and just, it took me through, you know, different stages and different situations that I've had as a dancer. And then I just feel like the way everybody glorifies stripping now, I'm not like a pro stripper. I'm not going to tell your daughter, anybody else's daughter, niece, sister,
it was
go
your
be a
walking
stripper.
life.
You know what I'm saying?
Your path to where you at.
I felt like I had to be a voice for the voiceless.
Right.
The women who, you know, we don't wake up and be like, I want to be a stripper. Nigga, I was a stripper because I didn't know nothing else. I would have been working at Walmart or something, you know? I had a homegirl. She was doing it. She said, come on, the money was fast. I did it. You know, I'm one of the few who made an empire out of it. But we don't wake up and say that that's what we want to do. We get in survival mode, and that's what it is. Everybody has a different story. So I feel like there was a stigma that came with the word stripper. Or if it's back then,
Right.
if you said you was a stripper, everybody looked down upon upon you.
Right.
There was women in there who were nurses, who was teachers, women that should be paid the highest of the highest, trying to maintain through life, and was dancing. So that's why I wrote the book, because I just wanted people to know that strippers are human. There's some of us,
Right.
we are good women, and not everybody comes with the the stigma that comes behind being a stripper.
Right.
So that's kind of why I wrote my book. And then I feel like I wrote my book 12 years ago. My book is needed now more than ever because of social media. Everybody's glorifying being a stripper, because the young girls feel like, oh, that's what's going to get me access to the celebrity guys, or that's what's going to get me access to the diamonds and the cars and stuff. So everybody, even women the new thing is women rappers. Everybody, for some reason, even the ones who never dance, are like, oh, I was a stripper.
Right.
Because
they want that struggle, but they really
right.
they ain't
the same
been there.
thing with some rappers that they want to say they drug dealers, but they ain't never.
They
you know what I'm
been
saying?
there,
So
like,
they
they ain't
kind of
built
like
for that shit.
storytelling, and I'm like, that ain't the way to go to like direct young girls into that world if they ain't got to go through there. So that's why I wrote my book, to really kind of humanize.
Believe it or not, Tip. What I understand you better than a lot of people from being an author. My book was therapeutic. It sounded like it was therapeutic. It was you, like you say, being a voice for the voiceless. My books talks for the guys that didn't chose the streets. Guys that the streets chose, that had the path that I had, didn't have to be out there in and out of prison. And I help, and it's like a help guide to break that cycle of incarceration. And it sounds like your book is like a help guide to women that didn't really chose that path, but end up in it some kind of way, and you tell us different scenarios. I think it's a must need to get book, especially like you say in this era that we're in now, where people are glorifying it, when they probably got more tools than have to even go that route.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the way the world is now, like for a woman to still be like, I gotta be a stripper, that's diabolical. When you got a phone, your phone can make you hundreds of thousands of dollars a
OnlyFans and
month.
all kind of stuff. You ain't even
I wouldn't go that route. I was gonna say be I don't know, some kind of entrepreneur, but
OnlyFans, come on now, pandemic, OnlyFans were popping.
Man,
it's probably still popping,
and it's bread
and less risk.
Yes,
less risk. You know what I mean? Less. I guess I mean, like you said, I wouldn't encourage that either.
People knock OnlyFans, and I'm like, bro, I could get paid to take a shower. I was gonna take a shower anyway. Just put a camera on.
Right. People pay to see your toes. like people paying on TikTok. On TikTok, people will sit there to pay to watch people eat.
Right.
Like it's all kind of fetish. There's so many fetish. Yeah, exactly. Right. If you open to that type of lane, to be out there, it take a confidence, and it takes, whatever. But like you say, you'd be surprised. What people. I watch guys. I'm inspired. I want to be a farmer, like really real tired and have my own plot of land. So I pay attention to the content on there, and I look at content dealing with farming
business. That's $1 million business.
Yeah. As a coach, I want to just.
I didn't even know seafood was that's a business.
Right. So it's a lot, but I want to get down through there, right? We talked about we talked. No, listen. We talked about the book, right? And I want to ask you a question about the book, because most books turns into films. And I noticed that you into the film game. So if I ask you about your new project with the film, is this book possibly in the works of being a film?
So I want it to be, but the bottom line is, it deserves high quality, which means a lot of money.
Right.
So,
big budget.
Right. I look at it like it needs to look like Power or P-Valley. It needs to look like that.
Yeah, P-Valley,
right now, can't fund that.
Right.
So what I did was I started dropping short films so that people could see that I can write, I can create, I can edit. I taught myself every aspect of film. I do the color grading, the sound design, the editing. I do everything. So I wanted people to see that, and I wanted people to see that I'm serious, and that's why I taught myself everything and I do everything. So I started dropping the short films just so I could have kind of like a you know, just something to show people like, this is what I've done, this is what I can do. Look at my vision for this bigger project. Can you invest? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I started doing the smaller films instead of going the bottom line first.
Speaking of films, and that was a good explanation of it, but speaking of films, because I know what it is about a budget and everything and wanted to match the budget, but you got a film project that's out. How much involved was you in it? Did you write it? I'm talking about Behind Closed Doors. Tell us about that and what's going on with that.
So Behind Closed Doors is one of the short films that I shot. Behind Closed Doors is, well, they're all based on true stories, but Behind Closed Doors is a true story that happened to me. And I just decided to make it a short film because I wanted to put the short films out to gain it so people could see, you know, my talent as a filmmaker. So Behind Closed Doors is, did you watch it? You got to watch it if you didn't.
I seen parts of it. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it because the parts that I watch, I see a little domestic violence in it. I see drug use in it. And you said it's about you?
It's a true story. So I was dating a guy. He was crazy. And back then, I was taking ecstasy. He was a big-time drug dealer in Pompano, right? And I was taking ecstasy when I first started dancing. And I took a piece of ecstasy, and he didn't like drugs. And so I took a piece of ecstasy. We met up. I didn't know that he could tell that I was high.
Right.
So I'm around him. He like, bitch, is you high? And I was like, no. But I was.
Yeah.
And he like took me, we had met, it was Memorial Day weekend. We had met at a hotel because we planned on staying the weekend in South Beach. We met at a hotel. I had left work, went to the hotel. That's when when he found out I was high, he drove me all the way to Pompano to one of his homeboys' house, paid the homeboy to leave, and started whooping my ass like for 4 hours. But normally he would like beat my ass, my behind, excuse me. And this time he was using a wet towel. So he beat me for 4 hours with the wet towel, locked in his homeboy's house, did not let me go, right? Finally, eventually, we left. I don't know how. We ended up leaving. We stayed together, sadly. And he was like, I whooped you with the towel because my pimp homeboy told me if I keep beating you and leaving scars, you can't go to work. If I whoop you with the towel, you won't get no scars. You could go to work. And so that was a true story. So that was kind of like, I just feel like people go through crazy things. Like I've been through so much like I got a lot more shorts coming because I've been through so much in my life that people could really learn from. Right. You know, so it's important to me to share all those little stories. And even though that was just a little piece of my life, it's still like really intense. And that's like nothing compared to other things I've been through. So.
Right. You don't look it. I had to tell you, do not look like what you've been through. Cookie. Right. But I caught something in there. What bro thought he was your pimp?
No, he didn't.
That's what it sounded like. You could go to, why he worried about you going to work though?
Because he used to always beat me up. And then I would always.
But he had the bag though. Why you worried about why he making you go to work? Like I don't understand that. If I'm really into you, right, and I'm the big boy, like I'm a real Miami nigga. So you say he was like real Miami niggas like we spoil our women. That's why Trina and all them had that attitude.
He spoiled me, but he had a mental problem.
Okay.
That's why he was always, you know, it wasn't just me that he beat on. He had a main girlfriend because I was a side chick. He had a couple girlfriends. You know, everybody was getting beat up. But, you know, I was young, number one. I was in the streets. And then I was kind of, you know, in love with the notoriety that I got from being with him. And then, you know, the gifts, the money, being young. It was all the wrong things. And the red flags were there, but I just being young and dumb.
So you know, for one, I don't condone putting head. They know I'm the OG. I tell it all my young people, man. I don't see a reason for a man to put his hands on a woman. We gonna get that understood. I'm not talking about that particular. I'm talking about in general.
In general, yeah.
Me being a girl dad, I definitely don't encourage that. Let's get that understood right quick. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of young cats look up to the OG. So there's never a reason to put your hand on a sister. You know what I'm saying? Period. Like, and I hit too hard. You know what I mean?
Good,
In the
man,
tower game,
period.
now the tower game, that was creative. That was creative. That was creative.
Listen, I mean, yeah, I have a son, and I'm really big on making sure he's the greatest gentleman, and making sure emotionally that I'm there to support him so that he's able to vent and get his anger out and understand his emotions so that he's not lashing out and beating on a woman. Because I feel like a lot of men that do that, a lot of them are single parent, they come from a single mom, or just the fact that they don't know how to channel their emotions or even explain their emotions, so they just go crazy.
Man,
Those few seconds could land you dead or in jail.
I was going to ask you, I didn't know if you wanted to mention it. Now, a lot of things be personal. I know I asked you a lot of personal questions. We got into a lot of different things. But by me being a loyal follower of you, I know you're a football mom.
Yes.
And I'm glad you mentioned it since you shout out to your son and all the things he's doing. But that commends you for being like a mom, a businesswoman. How you juggle all that? Like, this kind of like to wrap it up. How you juggle
everything?
Being a manager, writing scripts, being on one of the most popular shows right now out of Miami, Love and Hip Hop Miami. I didn't want to get all into that season because I don't want to be no spoilers. So that's why I left a lot of those questions out. Maybe I'll have you back on that. But how you juggle all these hats and also be involved in your son's life like you do?
Well, I'm a mom first before anything. Through everything, I was a mom. I intentionally did not have any more kids, plugged myself up because I didn't want none of these niggas trying to trap me because I am the prize. But I always knew that when I had my second child that I wanted to be done right. I wanted in a healthy space. I want to be in a healthy space. My son literally went through the struggle with me. You know what I'm saying? And that was very unfair to him. Even though I was a hands-on mom, like it wasn't like I passed him off to nobody. At football practice, I'm there.
Yeah, I see it.
Every Saturday, 4 years old. The Pee Wees play at 8. I done went to work at, the night before, 6 o'clock. I got to drive him to work. He's at every practice, every training, every game. Like, I was a hands-on mom, but juggling it all is very, it's tough. But at the end of the day, my goal is to retire like my entire family.
Right.
And that's what I'm a hard worker. I'm a Capricorn. I work all day, every day. Everything I do, I have to capitalize off. Every failure I have to capitalize off it because it got to make sense. Because at the end of the day, like, I got to retire my mama. My son got to be straight. His kids got to be straight. I got a nephew and niece. I need their kids and their kids and their kids to be straight. So I think for me, it's just staying level-headed, staying focused, and understanding my purpose in life, like, as a human. And that's how I'm able to just manage it all. Every day I wake up like, man, ain't nobody gonna come save you. Right. You got to do it. And I enjoy doing. Like, I wake up every day thanking God, like, damn, I get another chance to be greater.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Got another chance to make them talk about something else. And so, yeah, and by the grace of God, I've been able to rewrite my past, which a lot of people don't get that opportunity. Some people are just stuck. But I feel like a lot of people, they watch me evolve. Like, I have that, it's not a talent, but I'm able to pivot quickly. I change as the world changes. I understand everything. I don't have no judgment on nothing. I don't knock nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know how some people will be like, oh, I can't get into that whole social media thing and people that do that. Nah, that is the wave. That if you're not doing that, the whole world is about to be digital.
Right.
Like, we damn near, I'm teaching myself how to stock trade now. Try to get into crypto because, man, you got to move as the world moves or you're going to be left behind. And then what?
You're doing a hell of a job, Tip. And I just want, before we close out, before I allow you to go ahead and plug all the avenues in to get your bag. I mean, get your books and all that. Get your bag.
Get my bag.
Yeah, right. But I just want to tell you, man, like, when I first met you the other day at Swerve album release party, man, you just been general, you know what I mean, just approachable, everything that I was hoping you was.
Amen.
You know what I mean? From being a fan of you, from the joint, from my homeboys, you know what I mean?
Is crazy.
I could let them know she really, really, you know what I'm saying, a real Miami queen, need to be looked at in that light, man, regardless of what she been through. You're shining, you're a great mom.
Thank you.
You're a good person in real life.
Thank
A lot
you.
of people see people on the screen and be like, damn, and not really giving that person a chance to see how they is in real. I took a chance, I approached you, and you was like, OG, I'ma fuck with you.
Right, because closed mouth don't get fed. So anybody who reaches out to me, like, as long as I see what you're doing, I'm pull up. I'm a support however I can. But closed mouth don't get fed. And I know how hard it is for me to be like, hey, can you support me and can you pull? I would have never walked up to you.
Right.
Like ever and been like,
I'm at mine, boy. I'm at mine.
I wish I admire that. I wish I was like that. But yeah, so I gotta respect it. That's why I was like, all right, I see what he's doing.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm like that. I'm like that because I teach my daughter and my grandson them to believe. If you don't believe in you, nobody else gonna believe in you. Like, we pick up off that energy. So I look at people that reject me today and may try to throw me off a curb me. I'm like, boy, remember this face. Right. Because I'm finna get there.
Confidence.
I'm real confidence, you know what I mean? And I appreciate, I'm not gonna hold you up too much. Let them know where they could get the book. Let them know where they could find the films and everything else before we get out of here.
So my books are on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all major book platforms. You can get my book, The Bottom Line. Also, Shadows of Seduction, The Bottom Line Part 2. I got my third book dropping soon. It's already done. I don't know when I'm going to drop it, so I ain't going to release the title for y'all. My YouTube, that's where my short films are at. Everything is Miami Tip 305. I make it easy for everybody.
And I'm so glad that you took the title Miami Tip because you represent Miami to the fullest. And I just want to thank you. And I want to let you know, like I let everybody that builds the relationship with What They Do podcast, if it's anything that you got going on, you need that coverage, you need that footage, you need whatever, What They Do podcast will always be here for you, man. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Tip.
Dade County street nigga, I'ma hold it down. 5120 each one I break down. Supply my whole hood, visions to supply the town. I'm talking about Palm Beach, Broward County, back down south. Vato get them pounds. JG Wentworth, I need that money now. Same day we get them in, same day we move them out.